Hi, welcome back. It's Tackygoods, and now we're at the step where we're going to turn the bodice. Remember in our last step I talked about overcasting, and this is the overcast stitch. I've trimmed the excess. On this other side now, what I have done is I've turned it so that this is what the little bodice looks like. Okay, and then I've pressed it so that you can see what it looks like right there. Very good. And we'll slip that on our little doll in just a second. Now the very next step that we want to do is we want to make a skirt out of that rectangle. That was the skirt bodice, or I'm sorry, the skirt part. What I've done is I've turned and turned again, just like that. And then I've run a stitch, a blind hem stitch, all up the back side of the skirt. Now the reason that I do that is because this is going to be for a Hitty doll, and Hitties have very strange arms and legs, so we want to make sure that we can get it easy on and off the doll. Eventually this will now be turned and attached to the right side of the bodice edge, just like this, so that it'll make a long skirt. So now what I want to do is, on this step, I want to take my thread and double it, and I want to run what they call a basting stitch right along the top, about 1/4 inch away. Now I've already done part of it so that you can see what it's going to look like. And what I do, make it easy with little dolls like this, is I start right inside where I've made that seam, because this is the part that you don't want to gather. That's going to be sewn to the bodice. So let's turn this right side out so that you see what happens. This is the fun part now. Okay, so I gather it as I sew it, because when I'm hand sewing I don't want to overwork anything to death. You know, I just don't want to keep handling it. And with hand sewing that's pretty inevitable. So now what I'm going to do is, after that is all stitched together, I'm going to find the center of it. Give me just a second here. And I'm going to take my bodice and I'm going to open it up like this, so that this is the back part, this is the middle. I'm going to find the middle right here, and I'm going to pin it and stitch it all the way so that it goes just like that. I wouldn't be too concerned about all of this extra thread and all of the fraying that's going on, because once we get this sewn here, we are going to clip it and overcast it, add a couple of snaps in the back so it does it all the way back, and I just wanted to show you how that's going to look. Very, very cute on the doll. Very, very cute on the doll. So we're going to do that. The hem part, just like this. I always tear my material so that I know that I'm on a straight grain. You may not want to do that, but what it does is it ends up with this type of rough edging. And don't forget, we're just going to turn it under, and then we're going to do our regular hem. So I wouldn't worry about that. I always do the hem last, because I'm not a very good matcher-upper, and sometimes I've got to do just a little bit of constructive stuff. So we'll be right back.